Hi everyone, we are Group 3 and I am Rufa Enyanyes, and today we will discuss to you about the emotions. So what is emotion? In psychology, emotion is often defined as a complex state of feeling that result in physical and psychological changes that influence thought and behavior. What is exactly an emotions? According to the book Discovering Psychology, an emotion is a complex psychological state that involves three distinct components: a subjective experience, a sociological response, and a behavioral or expressive response. To better understand what emotions are, let's focus on their six major theories of emotions. So, Silas, what are the six major theories of emotions?
The six major theories of emotions are evolutionary theory, James Lange theory, Cannon-Bard theory, Schachter-Singer theory, cognitive appraisal theory, facial feedback theory.
Evolutionary theory. In 1872, Darwin published The Expression of the Emotions in Man and Animals, in which he argued that all humans and even other animals show emotions through remarkably similar behaviors. For Darwin, emotion had an evolutionary history that could be traced across cultures and species, an unpopular view at the time. James Lange theory. The James Lange theory states that stimulating events trigger a physical reaction. The physical reaction is then labeled with a corresponding emotion. For example, if you run into a snake, your heart rate increases. James Lange theory suggests that the increase in heart rate is what makes us realize we're afraid. The Cannon-Bard theory. The Cannon-Bard theory states that the lower part of the brain, also called the thalamus, controls your experience of emotions. At the same time, the higher part of the brain, also called the cortex, controls the expression of emotion. It is believed that these two parts of the brain react simultaneously. Schachter-Singer theory. According to the Schachter-Singer theory, emotion results from the interaction between two factors: sociological arousal and cognition. More specifically, this theory claims that psychological arousal is cognitively interpreted within the context of each situation, which ultimately produces the emotional experience. Cognitive appraisal theory. Cognitive appraisal is also called simply appraisal. It is the subjective interpretation made by an individual to a stimuli in the environment. It is a component in a variety of theories relating to stress, mental health, coping, and emotion. Facial feedback theory. The facial feedback hypothesis asserts facial expressions are not only the results of our emotions, but are also capable of influencing our emotions. In other words, the act of smiling can itself actually make you feel happier. Let's take a closer look at some of the basic types of emotions and explore the impact they have on human behavior.
There are six types of emotions. First is happiness. Happiness is when we feel satisfied on the things we did or even on the food we eat. There are a lot kind of happiness, but being in love is one of the basic kind of happiness. When a person felt loved and valued by their loved ones, that's the most great and genuine happiness a person could feel. Next is sadness. Sadness is when we felt unwanted to the person we wanted. Sadness is the feeling we don't want to feel. When we were sad, we're not okay, and that means we might stop things we used to love and make us happy. Sadness makes a person change in any aspects. It makes people cold and non-sociable, and sometimes being alone is only their comfort.
My name is Robalyn. Join me as we discuss the types of emotions, and the two of that is the fear and disgust. What is fear? Fear is one of the most basic human emotions. It is programmed in the nervous system and works like an instinct. From the time we're infants, we are equipped with a survival instinct necessary to respond with fear when we sense danger or feel unsafe. Fear helps protect us. It makes us alert to danger and prepares us to deal with it. Feeling afraid is very natural and helpful in some situations. Fear can be like a warning, a signal that cautions us to be careful. Like all emotions, fear can be mild, medium, or intense, depending on the situations and the person. A feeling of fear can be brief or it can last longer. How fear works. Since we sense danger, the brain reacts instantly, sending signals that activate the nervous system. This causes physical responses such as a faster heartbeat, rapid breathing, and an increase in blood pressure. Blood pumps to muscles grouped to prepare the body for physical action, such as running or fighting. Skin sweats to keep the body cool. Some people might notice sensations in the stomach, head, chest, legs, or hands. These physical sensations of fear can be mild or strong. This response is known as fight or flight because that is exactly what the body is preparing itself to do. Fight off the danger or run fast to get away. The body stays in the state of fight flight until the brain receives all clear messages and turns off the response. During childhood, certain fears are normal during childhood. That's because fear can be a natural reaction to feeling unsure and vulnerable. As much of what children experience is new, and phobia is an intense fear reaction to a particular thing or a situation. With a phobia, the fear is out of proportion to the potential danger. But to the person with a phobia, the danger feels real because the fear is so very strong.